Alright, you just finished your PC. Now these are the things you should do step by step to set it up ideally. Step 1. Before everything, you need a flash drive with at least 16GB of space on it and nothing stored inside, because everything will be removed automatically if there's something on it. Insert it into your friend's PC or your other system to download Windows onto that flash drive. Now go to the Windows installation website or simply type download Windows 11 and open Microsoft's official website. The link is under the video as well. Click the download button under Create Windows 11 installation media, not the other options. Once it's downloaded, open it, click accept, then click next. Choose the USB drive option and click next again. After that, select your USB drive, click next, and you're done. Step 2. Alright, let's assume everything is already connected, including your monitor and peripherals. Your instinct is to press the power button, and that's correct. But don't plug in the USB flash drive just yet. First, we need to do a couple of things in the BIOS. As soon as you press the power button, start spamming the delete key on your keyboard, or F2 if you're using an Asus motherboard. Once you're inside the BIOS, and if you're using a liquid cooler with the pump, look for something like Smart Fan or Q-Fan. You'll see settings for CPU fan and AIO pump control, or you can find them in advanced settings. Select where your pump's 4 pin is connected, mine for example in AIO pump pin. Here set the pump profile to full speed so it runs properly. If it ends up being too loud, you can always drop it down one level later, but for now this is the safest option. Next, you need to enable XMP for your RAM. This is a one-click factory tested profile that lets your memory run at the speed you actually paid for. Without it, your RAM will run much slower than advertised. Go into the advanced BIOS settings, find a page called AI Tweaker or just Tweaker. Open AI Overclock Tuner and select Expo 1 or XMP Profile 1, or it might be even DOCP 1 if the motherboard is Asus. Save the settings and you're done. Step 3. Now plug in the USB drive that you prepared earlier and turn on your PC. If you did everything correctly, the system should automatically take you to the Windows installation screen. Here just click next, next, and next. On the page where it asks for a Windows key, if you have one, enter it. If not, click I don't have a product key and you can activate Windows later. Next, select the Windows version. If you're a regular user and not a company, just choose Windows Pro and click next. Then accept the license agreement. After that, choose the storage where Windows will be installed. In most cases, this should be your SSD because it's faster. Select it, click next, and start the installation. This process can take some time. After installation, you'll see a screen where you need to choose your country. Click yes, select your keyboard layout, and click yes again. Then you'll be asked to connect the internet either by plugging in an Ethernet cable or turning on Wi-Fi. Once it connects, click next. After that, you may see the Microsoft account setup screen. Here you will have to go through this on your own. There's nothing difficult. And after that, finally, I recommend turning off all the privacy options and then click accept. Done. Step 4. Once you finally see the desktop, the next thing I always do is install a browser. Because if your browser is bad, everything after that becomes frustrating. And that's actually a perfect moment to talk about today's sponsor, Opera Neon. What makes Opera Neon different is how it's built around tasks. Instead of throwing everything into one messy window, you create a task just for what you're working on. For example, when I'm choosing a monitor, I usually have a bunch of product pages open. So I put all of them into one task and then use Neon Do. I can just ask, compare these monitors and summarize the key differences in an easy to read table. And Neon actually compares the pages I already have open and turns that into a clean table. You don't have to copy specs or switch tabs. And once I pick a model, I can ask Neon Do to show me a YouTube review of that exact monitor and jump straight to the part where they are testing the panel. It opens the video for me and skips right to that moment. Neon also has a feature called Neon Make, which can build things like websites or tools from prompt. I asked Neon Make to create a very simple 2D browser game with a character that jumps over obstacles. After a minute, it generates a playable demo, which honestly surprised me. And that's just one example. There are plenty of other things Neon Make can help you build. And that's kind of the idea behind Opera Neon. It's intentionally in early access because it's experimental and still evolving. It's made for people who work a lot with AI or just enjoy testing new tools and seeing how far this whole agent-style browser thing can go. If you want to try it yourself, Opera Neon is available right now in early access and anyone can join. The link is in the description. Alright, let's continue setting up the PC. Step 5. The next thing you should do is install the important drivers for your GPU. For that, go to your browser and type your GPU model into the search bar. If it's NVIDIA, just type your GPU name and add drivers. Then go to the first website or simply use the link under the video. Here, choose what you mainly use the GPU for. If it's gaming, select the option best for gaming. If you mostly work, choose the enterprise or creator option. Then click download. After that, the standard installation process will begin. Once it's installed, open the app you just downloaded and go to the drivers sections on the right side. Here, click install and it will download and install the latest driver version. During this process, your monitor might turn off and on several times. Don't worry, that's normal. If your GPU is AMD, do the same thing, but instead of NVIDIA, search for your GPU on the AMD website. There you can either choose your GPU model manually and click submit, or just use the auto detect option. After that, select your operating system and click download. This will install the AMD Adrenalin software, and then you can install the drivers from there. That's it. For Intel GPUs, the process is almost the same. All the driver links are under the video. Step 6. Next, you should do another important thing. So don't skip this step. Now right-click on an empty space on your desktop and click Display Settings. In this window, find a setting called Advanced Display and open it. Here you will see your monitor model, and under that, the refresh rate will usually be set to 60 Hz by default. If your monitor supports more than 60 Hz, you should change it to the maximum refresh rate your monitor supports, like 144 Hz or higher. This setting is very important because when you play games, a higher refresh rate means a smoother image that better matches your FPS. If you don't change this setting, you basically paid for a high refresh rate monitor but aren't actually using it. Step 7. Now this step is totally optional, but if you do it, you will save your nerves for a long time. Sometimes you just want your computer to turn on quickly and get to work, but instead on a random day, you might see Windows Update loading on the screen. It's annoying because it ruins your plans and your mood. Unfortunately, there's no simple option to turn it off by default, but I'll show you how to disable it permanently. To do this, press the Win key on your keyboard, type Registry Editor on the search bar and open it. In the opened window, click H key Local Machine and open Software, then Policies, then Microsoft and select Windows. Right-click on Windows, choose New and click Key. Name this new key Windows Update. Then select this new Windows Update key, right-click on it, choose New and click Key again. Name this key AU. Now select the AU key and on the right side of the window, right-click, choose New and click the word 32-bit value. Name this new word No Auto Update. Double-click it, change the value data to 1 and click OK. After that, restart your PC to apply the new settings. Now if you go to Settings and open Windows Update, you'll see that updates can only be checked manually. Windows updates won't bother you anymore unless you decide to update them yourself. After this, you can update once more if you want and then forget about it for a while. Because with most updates, nothing really changes anyway. Step 8. Next is also important because it helps slightly shorten the boot time of your PC and makes it less annoying, so to speak. For that, move your cursor to the taskbar, right-click with the mouse, and select Task Manager. In the opened window, choose the Startup Apps page on the left side. On that page, you will most likely see many apps with this status set to enabled. These are the apps that start automatically when you boot your system. If it's not something like a wallpaper engine or plugins for your RGB, it can be annoying. That's why I recommend right-clicking on the app you don't want to launch after booting your PC and clicking Disable. Do this for all the apps you don't need. That's it. Alright, if you did every step correctly, then you're most likely done and can use the system properly. The rest of the things like installing translucent TB or live wallpapers are always up to you, and not having them is not a problem. This is the shortest guide compared to other videos on YouTube that last 20-30 minutes, so I tried to cover only the necessary parts. Now you can use your system without any problems. But if you want me to film content like this that covers only the things that makes your system more comfortable, such as customizing Windows for yourself, optimizing it, updating the BIOS, and all those deeper things that can make your PC work better, make sure to comment that under the video. And if you like this video, thanks for watching and take care.